What's going on, YouTube and cryptocurrency family? My name is Harry and I'm a crypto vet. Thank you for tuning back in. I appreciate everybody's support. Said everything's growing so much faster than I ever thought, and I can't thank you guys enough for all the support. Twitch, YouTube, Twitter, everywhere. If you like all my content and want to hear more, my take on it, or just want, answer your questions from the Discord, hit the like, hit the subscribe. Follow me on Twitter at XRP Veterinarian, and the Discord and Twitch links will be down below. And I will be streaming on Twitch right after I'm done with this video. This is my second time recording the video because half of my audio did not get picked up in the last one due to noise suppression, which I've been messing with because the dogs tend to bark every 10 minutes when I'm trying to record. But let's go ahead and get started here. CoinMarketCap, we've got some new addition here. We have Wall Street Bets, which a lot of people have been talking about. Wall Street Bets is the new, well, not new, but it's a Reddit, a big subreddit where a bunch of, in a sense, amateur investors just like me and you, not institutional big money, but just the average Joe, has, gone on here, found ways to make their little tendies and buy stocks to hopefully make a little bit of money, right? Well, with the new Wall Street Bets thing that came out with GameStop and all that, they beat the big hedge funds, caused them to lose billions of dollars, causing a huge short squeeze. And if you want to learn more about that, I can explain more of it on another video. If you'd like, comment below if you want that video, or I can just go over it on Twitch after this is done. But CoinMarketCap kind of did a little thing here where they put Wall Street Bets as the featured cryptocurrency. As far as I can tell, this is not a real cryptocurrency, because if you go to the actual thing here, it says, when your broker is as reliable as the Cyberpunk 2077 launch day patch, does the game have to stop? So obviously this looks like a big trolling event, big joke as far as this cryptocurrency. When it comes to how the market's doing, Bitcoin has broken out of a pattern, which we'll go over here in a minute. Ethereum still within a pattern. XRP looking like it may break out. And DogeCoin was at all the way up to number, I believe 8 is what it got to, 7 or 8. And now it's currently sitting at 13. So we're going to go over a little bit about Dogecoin and my opinion on why I think you should be very, very cautious if you do expect to invest in Dogecoin right now. The biggest gainers at this point, excluding Wall Street Bets, is going to be Dogecoin. It was up as high as 600% in the last couple days. And then the biggest losers here, not very many, less than 10%. A lot of these coins have already pumped, and this is just their consolidation or correction at this time. So we'll go ahead and just run over here to Bitcoin. I have Bitcoin up on the 4 hourly, as well as with some EMA ribbons, the 20 daily and the 20 weekly exponential moving average. And if I go ahead and add some trend lines here, we were in this pennant formation here that we've been bouncing in between. And just recently here in the past day, we busted past the 20 daily exponential moving average, got above the EMA ribbons, and are now trying to test this previous resistance as support. Now, this could be very, very bullish for Bitcoin, especially when we have individuals like Elon Musk here putting Bitcoin in their tag. This is very important because he has 44.1 million followers, and every single one of these people now sees him talking about Bitcoin, see him talking about cryptocurrencies, and how this short squeeze and everything is exactly what the market's needed, because it's not fair that individuals can sell something that they technically do not own. So, where do we go from here? Well, we need to see a confirmation of Bitcoin holding these prices. We did have volume backing to show that this is where the buyers are, this is where the bulls are. This is the highest volume candle we have had in this consolidation pattern, or this pennant formation that we've been in. So we'll definitely wait and see. I was speaking on Twitch earlier this morning that because of this indecision wick on the 4 hour after this pump, we could expect a reversal down to retest this resistance as support, and we are getting exactly that. This 34,800 mark point here was a fib line that I was showing is a possible good point for a buy-in if we did want to long, but personally I like to wait and make sure the confirmation is locked in. All right, if we head over here to Ethereum, you can see that it looks like we have, in the same sense, a little bit of a pennant forming here, and on the trend-based fib extension here, we can see that we are bouncing between fib lines, and we're getting rejected right here at the 0.5. Now, very bullish on Ethereum, but we are basically waiting to see what happens, because right now all the money is flowing into things like GameStop, DogeCoin, and other alts at the moment. So just keep an eye on Ethereum. Wait for something to break above, say, this trend line here, which is resistance that we're seeing at current all-time highs. If we can get above that, hold it as support. I mean, Ethereum could easily take off to start hitting the $1,800, $2,000 range. And this is also going to coincide with things like Uniswap and other coins that are pumping very, very high. So like I said, just keep an eye on them. And if I see anything change, I'll definitely let you guys know. And then looking at XRP, my favorite crypto, after our big sell-off, we've been in this accumulation pattern. And as we go further in time to the right, our price is staying pretty stagnant. We're staying right between 22 to 27 cents. Well, if we scroll on back here, we can see we had a resistance that we broke through. We kind of came up, but we weren't able to get above the high we had at the previous buyback before we sold off again. So I went ahead and drew another trend line that met up with the high we had right here. And you could see we got above that, created a new pattern here, and then we just again broke above that, and we're trying to hold this as support. Now in the short term, I think this is going to show pretty bullish for XRP, and we'll actually kind of pump up to maybe retest this 35, 37 cent region. However, we need to get above 37, hold that as support before we will see an actual real run up. And if some people like Wall Street Bets, different individuals on Twitter, Reddit, and all these platforms start talking about this, we're going to see that ridiculous 600-800% that we saw on DogeCoin happen with XRP. So from right here, I expect us to have a little bit of a bounce up, maybe get rejected, possibly get rejected in here, and then come back down, because we're still waiting on news from the SEC. If some more beneficial news comes out before the 22nd of February, we could potentially go up before that. But I think we're going to bounce around in here. But the second we get above this and hold this line as support, we're going to go up to see 50, 70 cents and then new all-time highs. But until we break these highs right here that we have had in this recent pattern, we're kind of have to sit back and wait. So at this point, I'm just dollar cost averaging. Remember, I'm doctor/idiot. This is not financial advice, but buying anywhere in this region, I think, is a wonderful price for XRP. Trying to wait for the 20 or 16 cents that may never come. Why, when you can guarantee yourself a price at 28 cents, depending on how much you're putting in, unless you've got several $1 million to drop in, the actual amount more you're going to gain with a several cent change difference it's kind of negligible. So wouldn't you rather be solid in your position and let time do the rest, or try to time the market, which is pretty much impossible? You're not always going to buy the low, and you're not always going to sell the top or the high. So, hedging yourself with dollar cost averaging has always been my best strategy, and it hasn't failed me yet. Just sit back and wait and let the markets do the rest for you. But let's go ahead and go into Dogecoin, because Dogecoin is doing crazy things. If I just take this and we just go to the daily here, let's see where Doge has been. Doge has been sitting at less than a penny for years. And all of a sudden, we are now up to where it is a nickel. So if I go ahead and scroll in and head to maybe the 15-minute here, we can see that Dogecoin has been following this nice upwards channel. And we just now recently, here in the last hour or so, got below this ascending channel. And I also have a fib retracement drawn on here just to kind of show you where the psychological levels are. We got almost up to the golden pocket and pretty much got rejected there, and we have just been following this ascending channel. Now, to know a little bit more about Dogecoin, I'm going to bring this up because unlike Bitcoin having a limited supply of 21 million, Dogecoin has a much larger supply, and it's also inflationary at the same time. Bitcoin will constantly go down in supply as transactions are done and coins are lost. Dogecoin, on the other hand, as validator nodes validate the infrastructure of the blockchain and transactions, it's also creating Doge to pay said validators, thus increasing the supply higher and higher and higher. And then we also have 100 billion starting soft cap on Dogecoin and 21 million hard cap on Bitcoin. So one of the things that was brought up in the Discord was it would be so cool if Dogecoin was the next Bitcoin and got up to thousands of dollars per coin. That's almost impossible because, not saying it's not possible, but it's very, very unlikely because that would be 100 billion total supply plus $1,000 times that. We would be looking at like a cajillion fucking dollars in market cap, and that's just not sustainable. Could it hit that in the short term? Maybe. But getting up to $1 itself is going to put Dogecoin close to what Bitcoin's total market cap is. And I understand market cap is not everything, but let's just do this for example purposes. Very, very unlikely that Dogecoin is going to get up to those prices and then be sustainable. Now, with the pump from Reddit and Twitter and all that, could we get up to a dime, 25 cents in the short term? Yeah, very, very possible. 50 cents, maybe, but that's again pushing it to an extreme that I don't think is very, very possible, which is why I brought up this Dogecoin article from Investopedia. If we scroll up here, we can see that, where was it at? It just kind of went over, yes, the Dogecoin market itself as a fun version of Bitcoin using the dog. Dogecoin is an inflationary coin, while things like Bitcoin are deflationary. So, this is making it to where it'd be really, really hard for Dogecoin to do things like Bitcoin. As far as investing in Dogecoin, this is one of those things that's going to be more of a pump and dump, in my opinion. So if you're buying in now at 4 cents, you could be potentially buying in at the top. So when looking at Dogecoin, we can see that it started here right around January 27th, right 10 p.m. roughly. And if we just kind of scroll to the high that we had here, we went up almost 900% in roughly a day and 2 hours. If we take things like Gamestop and some of the other assets that went up a drastic amount based off the short squeeze that was caused by Wall Street bets and the inability of these large hedge funds to be able to buy out all of the short positions that they had originally purchased here, we can see that GameStop, we'll pull it up here, this is on the 15-minute, starting from where it was at around $50 to where it reached its all-time high at 1,095% here. This was right at like $500. This took roughly 5 days and 22 hours. So in 5 days, let's just say 6 days, it took for GameStop to go from its low, getting all the hype, all the pump, TikToks, Twitter, Reddits, all the different places, all the different platforms, about 6 days before it reached its real high. So say we're doing the same thing with Dogecoin, and like I said, this isn't science by any means, this is just trying to relate a pattern with Dogecoin to what we've seen with AMC, GME, Nokia, all of these other stocks here. In 1 day, we've already gone up 1,000%, 900%. So is 900% the top, or can it still grow? Well, based off of time here, what if Dogecoin has only done this amount? Because this is a stock that was worth drastically more, $50, right, compared to pennies here. And in 2 days, so 3 days here, it went up almost 300%, found a top, and then it kind of ran stagnant for, let's see here, it stayed stagnant, didn't even go above its high for another day and a half before it really pumped and really made the effort, right? So if we do the same thing with Dogecoin, Dogecoin is right here at a day. And if we extend it out fully to where it is, it's been almost 2 days and we are now in that sideways portion. So we could say stay here for another day. And then we see the real rally where we come up to around 25 cents. Very possible, especially with the power of, Elon Musk and all them tweeting about this, tons and tons of people hearing about it and then rushing in at the last minute. That FOMO buying in can really drive the price up. So Dogecoin definitely could still have a lot of room to grow. But as far as utility and sustainability, not the best project. So approach this with caution because you don't want to buy into this and buy in at a nickel and then it go back down to its normal price range of below a penny and you're stuck with this very expensive bag that nothing is going to happen with it. So again, just approach this with caution. I bought about $100 worth of Dogecoin about a year ago, and it was, I think, less than half of a penny. And then all of a sudden, after all of this, that $100 was almost 1,500, 2 grand, and I sold out at around, I think it was 65 or 6.5 cents, something like that, on Robinhood, and I'm just letting the rest ride because it was just a joke investment at the beginning, and in the end turned out to be very profitable for me. So to answer the question in the Discord, yes, it definitely could have another really big pump and go up much higher, but I don't think, based off of the fundamentals of the asset, that it would stay there or have any possibility of going to hundreds of dollars per coin, even with the amount of money that could potentially be seen with influencers pumping the coin. So just remember that when you're getting into these things. If you have any more questions on the whole idea of the short squeeze, DogeCoin, other assets, please just let me know in the comments or find me on Twitch, Discord, whatever the case may be. In my opinion, assets like VeChain, which actually have a lot more of a use case, have a better chance of doing what individuals are looking at as far as having ridiculous gains. So, looking into investing in these and sitting back, VeChain is less than the cost of Doge. Smaller supply and a much higher use case, so it would be a much better investment. It just may take some time, but if Wall Street Bets or one of them decides to start pumping this, there's going to be no holding it back. Same with XRP. Once the case with the SEC is settled, if you're in the US, unfortunately, you're going to watch this pump and not be able to buy it. So make sure you have an Uphold account, which is one of the places in the US that will still allow you to purchase XRP. So I hope that answered a bunch of questions. If you have anything else, let me know. But otherwise, I will catch you guys in the next one.